So today I want to share with you something that I call, that has helped me significantly, is the strong side versus the weak side, also known as the feminine side versus the masculine side. And don't get offended, just focus and hang in there with me and I will explain. So especially if you're a female, if you're a woman, you will have noticed that one side of your body is like thinner and then the other side is a bit chunkier. Let's say one leg is thinner than the other, one breast is bigger than the other, and so forth and so on, right? Well, let me share with you a tip that has helped me like so much in my lash career. If you notice and if you look at our eyes, one side is what I call is boxier than the other side. The other side will have a better radius, which just means like a better like circle, a better like, it will have more flow, and the other side will be more boxy, okay? So when you're doing your client consultation, and I have a whole video just about client consultation, I really suggest you check it out. But let's get back to the subject. So when you look at the client's eye, you may not notice it. You may or may not notice it. One way that I like to just get down to that point is when I'm doing client consultation, I'll ask my client, which eye is your more difficult eye? When you're applying mascara, which eye is just perfectly and pretty, and then the other side you may have struggle. So right away the client will light up and say, oh my gosh, this is my better eye. So automatically that is a tip for you, the lash artist, to make a note. And if you have my client consultation form, there's space for it there. And automatically you'll know that the eye that she says is her more difficult eye, that is the eye that you are going to have to do more work on. And that is the eye that I call the boxy side, okay? So the boxy side is gonna be more your masculine, your stronger side. Now I wanna share with you, okay. So what you'll have is you'll have an eye that is simply just simple and round, and you'll have one that is a bit more, and this is what I mean by boxy, okay? You see how this one just comes and the radius, right? The half circle or whatever, it just goes. And then this one, right? It comes, it stops, and then it goes up. And usually that happens at about right here. Right here. And sometimes it may be very subtle. And sometimes, let me just go ahead and correct that. Okay, sometimes it may be very subtle. It's kind of hard to draw it when I'm not looking at it. That's horrible. Let me just do this. Okay, now that's more like it, okay? Let's add a bit more of a... that's too much. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay, it's not perfect, but I think you get what I'm saying. And if you don't, what I'm talking about is, you see how this is perfectly round, okay? And it has more of an almond shape. And then this one is more, it comes, right? It comes at about right here. It stops and then it goes down, okay? And I'll keep it exaggerated like this so that you can understand what I'm saying. So then what happens, and one of the reasons why I don't focus so much on numbers and mapping, are they important? Yes, they are. But for now, I want you to just, if you begin with these simple tips, and what I'm trying to do here is stimulate your eye, your hand-eye coordination, and your brain to think, right? Lash artistry, I'm not trying to complicate it, but I really believe that if we think thoroughly in the beginning, you will avoid many of the problems that arise. And when they do happen, you already have the solution. Okay, so that's my approach to this. Okay, so what happens is you have your lashes, right? You have your mapping, and you're doing the lashes, right? And then what happens is one eye, let me get my thinner marker. And in case you're wondering, I do have these boards available in student packs, or I have it in a big jumbo size that you can use for your education. So then what happens is you're lashing, right? and then you're lashing, and then what happens is everything is the same. But one eye, and I know this looks crazy, but it's supposed to look crazy. Okay, one eye is just gonna kind of flow really pretty, and then the other eye is gonna look wonky, or it's gonna look crazy, okay? And you haven't done anything wrong. What has happened is because of this boxiness, the eyelash extensions are gonna appear higher, and they're gonna appear wonky, okay? So the solution to that is just how in the beginning you asked your client, when you apply mascara, which eye is your better eye? So the solution is, don't freak out. The solution is we're gonna do a correction pass, right? And you don't have to remove the lashes that you already did. You don't have to remove those. You'll just blend. You'll either go down in one size or you'll go up, right? So if they're too short and you can't see them with your mirror, you're gonna go up a size or two, right? First start with one size. Let's say you're doing 12s. And this is why I think numbers and mapping should not be like set in concrete. Okay, let's say these are 12 here, right? Let's say these are 12s here, right? And even though they look like this, let's say now they look like 13s, right? They're not 13s, but they look like 13s. So we're gonna go down in size, right? So your map is going to be, instead of a 12, it's going to be an 11, right? That's what I mean by a correction pass. Okay, so long story short, today, just to recap, is one side will always be different than the other, okay? And in the beginning, when you begin doing the lashes, just look at the lashes, and you know, this does take a bit of practice. You may start looking at your clients, like you may start lashing right now, and you may look at your clients and be like, oh my gosh, I noticed that one is boxier than the other, okay? And if it does, just kind of keep a mental note or put an X on the pad and know that that eye is probably the lashes are either going to be higher, they're most likely going to be higher, and you're going to have to adjust so that when she opens her eyes and she sees that vantage point, right, her point of view, they'll be perfect and she'll be happy and satisfied. I hope this helped you, and if it didn't, let me know in the comments what parts didn't make sense or what was too confusing. And again, I hope it helped you. Have a wonderful lashing day.